First time at Abbey Road.
How was the tour?
Incredible. You know, I knew as soon as we walked in the building that I was going to get that feeling, and especially being here with my band, it's just really, really special. So I think everybody was feeling it this morning when we got to just walk around and see everywhere the magic was made. For the longest time I've said if I had a bar in Nashville, I wanted it to be called Bell Bottoms Up. Because I'm absolutely obsessed with bell bottoms, and we like to call the music that we play bell bottom country.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote this song with my band, and it's going to be the theme song for the bar.
Nice.
It's going to be fun bringing it to life right here.
Yeah.
We were very excited to be here to put this song together, but the stars aligned because it was crunch time, and we're like, man, we got to figure out how to get into a studio and get this song done. And it just so happened that we were playing a few shows here in London, and we said, well, let's try to do it at Abbey Road. My name is Lainey Wilson. I am originally from Northeast Louisiana. Home base is Nashville, Tennessee. I am a country artist, and I'm here at Abbey Road Studios with my band, and we are putting together a song that we wrote together. I am who I am, and I am the artist that I am because of the place that I grew up, Northeast Louisiana, from a little town called Baskin of about 200 people. And where I'm from, country music is life. We eat, sleep, and breathe it. And it's just about those storytelling songs. It's about feeling something and kind of going on a journey with the song. And so that's where I get a lot of my inspiration, is from the people and place that raised me. Country's Cool Again is a song that we just put out, and I'm so proud of it. And it's kind of leading the charge, I guess you could say, for this next batch of music. I do think that country music is having its moment right now. As far as I'm concerned, country music has always been cool, but I'm more talking about the Western way of life. I feel like people are finding the way that I grew up. I'm talking about like riding horses and wearing Wrangler jeans and putting on their cowboy hat. More people are starting to do that and embrace those things, and it just makes me really proud. It makes me feel at home, so if it makes other folks feel like they're at home too, then the more the merrier. I will say I am very proud to be a part of this generation of country music, and just watching everything that's happening and the amount of people who are, you know, in different genres wanting to be a part of the country music industry. It's really cool, and I think the reason the fans are grabbing a hold of it so much and wanting to listen to country music is truly because it does make you feel at home. It's about that storytelling. It's about the way that it makes you feel like you've got both of your feet planted on the ground and you're grounded, and you feel it in your heart and soul. Maybe it takes you away for a minute, or maybe it brings you back to a certain memory. And yeah, it's that's what it at least does for me, and that's my guess of what it does for everybody else too. Bell Bottom Country, the record, we put our heart and soul into it. It was produced by Jay Joyce. I've done a few records with him, and I mean, it was just, we put blood, sweat, and tears into this record, and we wanted to tell a story. And what Bell Bottom Country is about finding the things that make you different. It could be where you're from, the way that you talk, the way that you dress, whatever it is. It's about finding that, embracing it, and leaning into it as much as you possibly can. So I wanted to make sure that every song on the record showed that in a different kind of way. And so we're very proud of it. And this record has covered a lot of ground, and it continues to win awards. And we didn't write this record to win awards. It's just something that kind of came along with it. And the truth is, I mean, it's really cool to be recognized, but we didn't write these songs and put our heart and soul into them just to win the stuff. I mean, we wanted to make people feel something, and so I think we did that. We were actually headed to LA for our first Grammy week, which was nuts. Just the amount of people that you're like, man, I can't believe I'm in the same building as this person. Cher, she was there. Clive Davis called my booking agent, Austin Mullins, over at WME, and said, hey, I've got this idea. What if Lainey performs I'm Just Ken with Mark Ronson, who produced I'm Just Ken, and sang at the Clive Davis event. that they have every single year, and it's one of the biggest parties during Grammy week. And I think it was just a few days out, and so I got to learning the song, and I'll be honest, it's definitely it was a different song that I'm not used to singing, but I enjoyed learning the song and kind of stepping outside of my comfort zone and putting my own little spin on it. And yeah, I think they were probably a little shocked to see a little country girl get up there singing "I'm Just Ken," but I gave them a run for the money. I feel like I learned something every single day. Man, these past few years for us it's been a steady climb. But I've been at this for a long time. I wrote my first song at 9 years old, started playing guitar at 11, and been in Nashville for 13 years. I feel like the first 10 years I was in Nashville, I guess kind of like laid the foundation for me to be slightly prepared for everything that's happening right now. I'm not sure if you can ever actually fully prepare for the kind of journey that we've had the last few years, but I wish I would have known, and maybe there's a beauty about not knowing this, but I wish I would have known that it's going to be constantly changing. You kind of think, man, if I could just get that publishing deal, if I could just get that record deal, if I could just have a #1 record, if I could just do this. But that's the fun part about this industry, is it's different every single day, and it is constantly changing, and it keeps you on your toes. Songwriting for me is different every single time I sit down and do it. I mean, I could get my ideas from a conversation that I'm overhearing from somebody sitting at the bar. It could be something that you say to me, and I pull out my little hook book in my iPhone and I write it down. It could be something that my family has said to me growing up. But for me, no matter what, it always starts with a good idea. And if I'm writing with other people, the best idea wins. And it's really cool to be able to put yourself into the shoes of whatever it is that you're writing about and tell a story. I think being a songwriter has definitely taught me a lot about life, a lot about people, and I think I'm more empathetic because of it than I would be if I didn't have songwriting and relating to other people. For the aspiring songwriters watching this interview, I would say find your strength and lean into it. Sometimes it's just about the energy and the vibe in the room, and that is just as important as bringing the idea or bringing the guitar lick. So I'd say just show up, and a lot of the days that you don't feel like writing are a lot of the days that you end up getting exactly what you need. So when you don't feel like doing it, go anyway. I know a track is done when I feel the same way, or I get that same feeling as I did the day that I wrote it. And if I don't get that feeling, I know that the track is not there just yet. I love songwriting. I love the way that it's kind of a spiritual experience. And yeah, I want to feel that same thing. I want to feel that feeling when the band gets finished playing and we walk out. I want to experience that like Holy Spirit feeling, I love collaborating. I do. I love just working with other people, and truthfully, I love wrapping my arm around other people and having them wrap their arm around me and be like, hey, I love this person, I believe in this person, maybe you should too. And I think that's a great way to support your friends and support other artists that you believe in. And thankfully, I've had a lot of people do that for me, and it's exciting to be able to do that for other people too. I feel like I could sit here for a whole day and give advice to people trying to get into the industry, emerging artists. My goodness, stay true to yourself and your story, but don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. That don't mean that you're not staying true to who you are. Somehow take that no and flip it into a yes. You might feel a little psycho, I've turned a lot of my no's into yeses and kind of felt like, man, I wouldn't even had the opportunity to sit down and have a meeting with this person if it was going to be a no forever. So find the silver lining and keep on going, and don't you let anybody tell you that you can't do it. If this is your only plan, if you don't have a plan B, then at some point in time, plan A has got to work. What am I listening to right now that nobody would expect? Well, actually this guy that I'm taking on tour with us this summer, I'm very excited to be bringing him out, and he's kind of popping off in the country music scene right now. His name is Zach Top, and he's just got that classic country sound that I grew up listening to, so he's great. Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims is a dear friend of mine too, but he has just got a certain pizzazz, and he's a good person, and I feel like you can hear that even just through his voice. It just feels like he's kind of giving you a hug. And yeah, I got to hang out with Jules Holland the other day, and I've been listening to some Squeeze, so we're listening to all of it.